everybody. It's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to the latest episode of the Timmy Flyersguy podcast. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've done an episode, but I wanted to wait until the preseason officially came to an end. So, in today's episode, but before I get into that, or hold on a second, before I get into today's episode, I finally have my window open today. Took the air conditioner out today. My sister took the air conditioner out today. And we're getting a pretty good view. It's a little bright in the background. But it's good to bring some sunlight in this room because that window's been, the air conditioner's been in there for a while. We finally took it out today and it looks pretty good. Before I get into today's episode, there's a lot that I'm going to talk about. For those of you who don't know, I just got a new cat, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Last month, actually, I got a new cat. I got a new cat. His name is Gritty. He's an orange cat. And he's a really fun cat to hang out with. He's more like a deuce. He doesn't really act like a cat. He acts more like a dog. As you hear my sister in the background talking to a cat right now. I gotta tell you, it's been great having a cat in the house. Really brightens up my life. Brightens up my day having a cat in the house. So things have been going pretty well. We're getting into the month of October, like in month of October already. Today is Sunday, October 5th. This video will go up on Tuesday. This video will go up on Tuesday, October 7th. So we'll get this episode on this Tuesday. So watch out for it. Today's episode I want to do a review. A review and a recap of the 2025 Philadelphia Flyers preseason. Okay, so I have my preseason schedule here, but I deleted it because the preseason officially came to an end. So I'm going to look that up right now. We're going to review each game individually. So we got the preseason. I'm going to take a look at the box scores of each hockey game, of each preseason game. So let me check the schedule here. I just look at the schedule so I can see the games. Flyers played, so, let's get right into it. Get the preseason schedule up. Start the preseason schedule up. And here we go. Here is the Flyers preseason. Here is the recap of every game that the Flyers played in the preseason. So let's scroll up here. Take a look at each box score of each of these games and okay. The first game was a game against the New York Islanders. And in that game, let's take a look at the box over here. It was just three. And in that game, In that game, it was a 3-2 shootout victory. It was a 3-2 shootout victory. A game in which a game that went into a game that went into a game that went into an 11-round shootout. In that game, okay, we're not really giving a box score here. Alright. So 3-2 missed shootout. I'm trying to find out what the home score here. Remember, there's no way to look at the box score here. Like, I do not have a box score. Okay, here we go. Flyers. Alright. Okay, I'm looking this up here. Trying to find the box scores here for each game. So, that's gonna take a good minute here. So, let's see here. Alright, where's the box score? Standings, players. Okay, this is an ESPN highlight site here, so I'm gonna see if I can get the box score on here. Alright. Okay. We got Flyers and Devils. Islanders, Flyers. Flyers. Still trying to find a box for every single game. Alright, try this one. I think this does have a box for it. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, we have the Flyers Islanders. Starting in that game, it was Carson Bjarnason and Alexis Holosov, who passed out the Flyers. In that game, to a 3-2 shootout victory. And I'm looking it up right now. Alright. Results of the game here. Alright. Okay, let's see here. It doesn't really tell you. I gotta figure this out for myself. Either this or I have to check later. So, here we go. Damn, where is that? You know, they don't give you a good box score here, so. Alright, they don't really give you a good box score, but let's check the stats here. See if it gives you any info on any of the games here, so let's see here. Okay, I can't. You know, this is ridiculous that they don't have a box to work with the games. I'm trying to find a score for these games, and they don't have one here. It's ridiculous. Okay, here we go. We're in the preseason schedule. Let's get into the review here. Sorry for the delay, everyone. I guess we're gonna have to check the weather because I can't find the box score and everything. It's ridiculous. I haven't searched them separately. Okay, here we go. Schedule and results. Okay, this should be the one right here. This should be the one, but I can't seem to find it. I can't seem to find it. So let's do a quick review. If I can remember who scored the goals in these games, let's see. So the Flyers faced off. The first game was against the New York Islanders. That was a 3-2 shootout victory. It was a 3-2 shootout victory. I can't find it. Alright. So I'm gonna have to go to Twitter to check out these preseason stats out because I can't find the box score for these games. So we're gonna start with the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the New York Islanders. We're gonna take a look at the results of that game. So, and of course, Elon Musk deletes all my results. But Elon Musk just really screwed me over here because now I have to search for it because all my searches are already there. So. There we go. Okay, before I get into this, we got some breaking news. We have a trade alert. We got some breaking news. As the Philadelphia Flyers have acquired forward Carl Grundstrom and defenseman Artem Guriev from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for defenseman Ryan Ellis. That's right, folks. They got rid of Ryan Ellis and the conditional 6th-round pick in the 2026 NHL draft. So that's the breaking news right now. So we're going to check the highlights of each game here. And we're going to look up each game here. So here we go. Alright, here we go. It's last night's game. It's last night's game. Also, for the mention, we got 4 days till the regular season. So, I'm really excited about that. Okay, so here we go. I'm on Twitter right now. Check out these preseason stats right here. Trying to look this up here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the post game for the Islanders game. So, check this out. Okay, first game. Flyers started off the preseason game against the New York Islanders. And we're going to check him out here, right here. So in that game, it was Rodrigo Alves and Matthew Michal. So they got the 2 goals. And began the Islanders. They answered back. And then the Islanders managed to tie it up. Going to overtime was scoreless. And the game went into an 11-round shootout. In that game, Matthew Michal, number case novels, who got the shootout goals in the first preseason game. And the Flyers, and the Flyers got a shootout victory. A shootout that lasted for about 11 rounds. Flyers beat the Islanders to get the first preseason victory. They won the first game of the preseason. And then their next opponent in the preseason was the Montreal Canadiens. It was the Montreal Canadiens. It was the Montreal. In the next game, it was the Montreal Canadiens. So we're going to get to that one. So here we go. We're getting to that one soon. Got to get to it now. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay, here we go. Here's the box score for Flyers Canadiens game. It was a 4-2 loss to the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens, they came out swinging. They got the 2 goals in the first period. 2 goals in the first period. And in the second period, it was Anthony Richard getting even Tranquil and Owen Tippett getting a goal on the power play. So it was a 1-goal game. After that, after a turnover by Jean Couturier, the Montreal Canadiens had 3-2. It was a 1-goal game until the Montreal Canadiens pulled the goal until the Philadelphia Flyers pulled the goalie for the extra attacker. Montreal got the empty net goal, and it was a 4-2 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers that made it 1-1 in preseason. And the Flyers' next opponent was the Washington Capitals. That game was in Hershey. And that was pretty much a beating. Flyers took a beating in that game. Yeah, Flyers took a beating in that game as they fell to the Washington Capitals at 5-1. Flyers took them on the chin. In that game, 5-1. Tough loss in preseason, but like I said, it's only preseason. You can't really worry about that. And it was Trying to look here. Trying to see who got the goal here. So it's a 5-1. 4-1 loss to the Caps. 4-1 loss to the Caps. A 5-1 loss to the Washington Capitals. Okay, so let's get into the recap of that game. The Washington Capitals game. So here we go. That game was in Hershey. Flyers, the Flyers actually did get the first goal in that game. And then the Capitals came back. Capitals came back and exploded with 5 goals, Flyers. Both of the Washington Capitals. 5-1. Jacob Gaucher had the only goal for the Flyers in that game. And then the Flyers came back home for a game against the Boston Bruins. Yeah. Alright, you're fine. Okay, so here we go for the recap of the Flyers. Bruins and Flyers 1-1. Flyers are so far the Flyers are 1-1, and the preseason with the loss to the Capitals, they had 1 win and two losses going back to Philly for a game against the Boston Bruins. Flyers lost this game 4-3. In that game, Travis got the Flyers on the board, making it 1-0. It was on the power play. Christian Dvorak had the assist. It was Sean Couturier. And then Alex Pope turned the puck over. Count out of Bruins, tied up 1-1 with little time left in the first. It was a 2-goal affair, I think. Got 2 goals. It was a 3-3 deadlock. Travis Snapney took a pair of Flyers made it 2-2. Trevor Zegras got Matthew Michon on the second goal. Peter Grabanki got the goal to make it 2-2. And then on the second power play goal, after the second power play goal, Trevor Zegras got the third goal for the Flyers. Grabanki had a penalty shot, but he did not score. And the Bruins tied it up again. And then shortly after that, the Bruins took a 4-3 lead. And the Nationals 4-3 victory over the Flyers. Flyers were down 3. Flyers then had 1 win and 3 losses in the preseason, and the Flyers faced off against the Boston Bruins once again. They faced off against the Bruins in Boston. It was a scoreless first period, but no scoring got started in the second period for the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers got the first goal, and it was Noah Cates who got the first goal for the Flyers. And then with the first goal, and then it was Noah Cates who gave the Flyers a 2-1 lead. Bruins tied it up in the third period, and they got 2 goals back, and the game officially went into overtime, and the team was able to get a goal in overtime, but it was the Flyers who got the shootout victory as Bobby Brink got the goal for the Flyers, and it wasn't looking so bad. 2 wins, 3 losses. Not looking too bad. Flyers then faced off against the New York Islanders. And that was a wild game. A lot of scoring. Flyers got the first goal. Game on the post game right now of the Islanders game. And I'm going to get into the recap for the Islanders game. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look here at the recap of that game. Alright, let's see here. Trying to look for the recap. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the post game for the Islanders game. We're going to check that out. The Flyers in that game. More of the same. Flyers lose another 1-goal game. So, Travis Sanheim got the game started. Beautiful assist by Christian Dvorak to set up the first goal for the Philadelphia Flyers. 1-0 Flyers. Islanders got one back on the power play, tying it up at 1-1. Travis Sanheim then maybe a 2-1 lead. And then 15 seconds later, the Islanders tied it up 2-2. Tied it up 2-2. Then the Flyers first power play of the game. The Islanders are short-handed. 3-2 Islanders. Then the Flyers tied it up. It's Tyson Forrester. As Noah Cates with a beautiful assist by Tyson Forrester. Tied it up to 3-3. But shortly after that, the Islanders came back, scored the game-winning goal, and it was a 4-3 loss to the New York Islanders. Flyers were then 4-2. 4 losses and 2 wins. Flyers then had one more game to play, and that was last yesterday, when they faced off against the New Jersey Devils yesterday afternoon. And that game was a pretty damn good game for a preseason. The Devils got the lead early. The Devils got the 1-0 lead. And that was Travis Sanheim, tying it up for the Philadelphia Flyers. That's his third in the preseason. And then the Devils took a 2-1 lead. Flyers got a goal on the power play as Matthew Bishop tied it up for the Flyers. 2-2 Flyers at the end of the second period. Flyers go into the intermission. Tied with the Devils 2-2. Flyers were held the goal for the extra attacker. There's about 1 minute left. About 2 minutes left of the period. As Travis Hackney tied it up for the Flyers. The game went into a shootout. And the Flyers got the shootout goals from Trevor Zegras and Travis Hackney. It was a 4-3 shootout win against the Devils. Flyers end the preseason with 3 wins and 4 losses. Not too bad. I will say it's not too bad. It's a pretty good preseason for the Philadelphia Flyers. A couple of standouts in the preseason we had Hugh Gurbankin, who's obviously going to make the starting lineup for the opening night. Rodrigo Alves continues to impress. And Shevchenko continues to impress. Hopefully he makes the opening night roster. I think they're going to give him another chance this season to see what he can do. If not, we'll just send him down to the fans. We still need to work. And I will say that Dan Vladar has really impressed in the preseason. He is been a good goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers so far. Sam Ersson, he had his struggles, but I think he'll get better. I think he'll get better as the season goes on, but to be honest, I think Dan Vladar has looked better than Sam Ersson in the preseason. Vladar did make one other mistake in yesterday's game, but other than that, he's been a pretty good goaltender so far in the preseason, so I'm excited for that. Could be some competition between both goaltenders. But I like to see that. I like to say that the preseason, it wasn't bad. It was still pretty good. 4-3, not a bad record in the preseason. I like that. I'm impressed with how hard the young kids have been working on this team. I'm really impressed with Rodrigo Alves, Nikita Gurbankin, Dan Vladar, and Shevchenko. I'm really excited for the upcoming season. And that season will open up this Thursday as the Philadelphia Flyers face off with the Florida Panthers. They'll go on the road. A few games on the road. They'll be in Florida and they'll have 2 more games before coming home for the home opener against the Florida Panthers. I am very excited for the upcoming regular season. I'm fired up. I'm ready. This whole city is full of excitement right now. You got the Phillies in the playoffs. got the Eagles. A lot of excitement surrounding the city right now. And I'm very excited for the season opener. I want to make the announcement about the season opener. It'll be a very special episode of Flyers Pregame Report. And the episode will be dedicated to the memory of Flyers Stanley Cup winning goaltender, two-time Stanley Cup winning goaltender, Roy Perron, who we lost a month ago. And that episode will be dedicated to the memory of Roy Perron. And there will be a special tribute video to the memory of Roy Perron coming up this Tuesday. That episode will be premiering. That will be an early edition of Flyers Pregame Report. That episode will be at 5 p.m. So make sure you check it out. Got lots to talk about, and a whole lot to talk about in that episode. I will also be announcing the starting lineups for the games if the starting lineups are available. So, and I will also have highlights for the Philadelphia Flyers preseason as well, all leading up to the season opener with the Florida Panthers. Guys, thank you for joining me here on this week's edition of the Timmy Flyersguy podcast. I'm sorry that my preseason recap might have been a little slow. I was having trouble finding box scores for each game, so I had to consult Twitter with the information from each game. Now that the preseason is officially over, it's time to get ready for the main event this Thursday as Philadelphia Flyers open up their season against the two-time Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. Guys, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. And like always, let's go Flyers.